This article will give you information about accepted safe work practices near shipboard gasoline storage tanks and the precautions to be taken before working in these places. Points to remember for fire prevention aboard ships. 1. Flames or smoldering sources. Many shipboard fires continue to be caused by the careless disposal of lighted matches and cigarettes, even though prevention is easily made by the provision of ashtrays of an approved design and the proper attitude of the seaman. Ashtrays should be provided and used only in authorized areas. Smokers should ensure that matches are extinguished and that cigarette ends properly stubbed out. Warning notices should be displayed where smoking is forbidden and same should obey. 2. Hot surfaces. What may be termed black heat. It is not generally realized that the heat from an ordinary electric light bulb can soon put the temperature above the safe ignition limit of some materials if that heat is not allowed to dissipate by normal convection currents. A fire may be prevented by considering where the oil would spray from any burst pipelines and fitting deflector plates over steam pipelines, flue gas exhaust pipelines, and in boiler casings. General care must be taken in the maintenance of machinery such as pumps, glands, etc., which could overheat if faulty. 3. Spark particles. These include funnel sparks, friction, and mechanical sparks from grinding, cutting, chipping or welding, electrical sparks from switches and faulty brush gear, or short-circuiting. Particular care should be taken in gaseous conditions where even an electric torch may be unsafe. Gas-tight switches should have good gaskets, and flame arresters should be kept in good condition. In the gas storage area we should use intrinsically safe equipment. This intrinsically safe equipment can be defined as an electrical circuit in which a spark or thermal effect, under normal operation or specified faults condition, is incapable of causing the ignition of a given explosive mixture. 4. Electrical fuses. Any wiring which is overloaded will become overheated, so correct fusing is important and wiring in places that have difficult access must be inspected, and always be on the lookout for unauthorized wiring. 5. Spontaneous combustion. Apart from the risk in the gaseous cargo, road store, oilskin, dirty linen, or life jackets lockers are likely risk areas. Keep these well ventilated to prevent heat buildup. Contaminations with natural oil or rotting due to dampness are the main culprits, so good housekeeping is essential in stores. 6. Static electricity. Static electricity is the electrical charge produced on dissimilar materials caused by relative motion between each when at contact. In gaseous condition, the importance of static electricity should be noted for tanks and piping, and there should be a continuity wire which is properly grounded. Risk of shipboard explosion. Flammability and explosiveness. A mixture of hydrocarbon gas and air cannot be ignited and burn unless its composition lies within a range of gas and air concentration known as the flammable range. The lower limit of this range, known as the lower flammable limit, LFT, is the hydrocarbon concentration below which there is insufficient hydrocarbon gas to support and propagate combustion. The upper limit of the range, known as the upper flammable limit, UFL, is the hydrocarbon concentration above which there is insufficient air to support and propagate combustion. So always the atmosphere outside the tank should not be maintained in the flammable range. Always there is the chance of a lifting of a relief valve fitted in the pressure vessel, so the gas releases should be kept well below the LFT. Constant monitoring of the tank area should be made with the help of explosive meters. And for the safe working of the crew, the oxygen content in the enclosed spaces should be noted with the help of oxygen analyzers, and always the oxygen content should be more than 21%. Precautions carried out to avoid electric hazards. 1. Authorized persons only should interfere with electrical fittings. Personal electrical appliances usage should be avoided. 2. Faulty fittings and wiring should be reported immediately to the head of the department. 3. All electrical fittings should be firmly secured. 4. Flexible leads should be secured properly. 2. Avoid being chafed or cut. 5. Makeshift plugs, sockets, and fuses should not be used. 6. Circuits should not be overloaded since these causes overheating, failure of insulation, which resulting a short circuit current, which could start a fire. 7. All portable electrical appliances, lighting, etc. should be isolated from the mains after use. 8. Precautions against personal hazards. Frostbite. The extreme coldness of some liquefied gases is itself a significant hazard. If the skin is exposed to severe cold, the tissues become frozen. This danger is ever present in gas terminals and upon leakage in storage tanks. For fully pressurized gases with containment systems, even normally at ambient temperature, liquid leaks will quickly flash to the fully refrigerated temperature. Such areas should never be approached without proper protective clothing. Toxic gas. Normally these hydrocarbon gases are toxic in nature. Most of the liquefied petroleum gases are odorless. Propane and butane are stenched with chemicals like ethyl mercaptan to aid in case of leaks. However, sometimes the cargo is not stenched, depending on the receiver's requirements. Most hydrocarbon gases dull the sense of smell after some period. The absence of smell, therefore, should never be taken to indicate the absence of gas. Dangerous concentration levels could be sometimes considerably below the lower flammable limits, and the combustible gas indicators cannot be expected to measure concentration of this order accurately. So we use the Drager tubes, which give the accurate measurement of the gas in terms of ppm. The following are typical effects at higher concentration. 0.1%. Irritation of eyes with 1 hour. 0.2%. Irritation of eyes, nose and throat. Dizziness and unsteadiness with half an hour. 0.7%. Symptoms as of drunkenness within 15 minutes. 1.0%. Rapid onset of drunkenness, which may lead to unconsciousness and death in about 5 to 10 minutes if exposure continues. 2.0%. Paralysis and death occur very rapidly, so care should be taken to note the concentration of hydrocarbon and make sure that it is within the safe working limits in the gas storage stations.